I want a Big Mac. I'm not qualified for this. Exhausted. What the heck? Movies don't talk about this. Hello friends, and welcome to my first trimester recap. And yeah, I still can't believe I'm pregnant. Honestly, still look down at my belly and I'm like, I've just eaten like 5 burritos, right? Like there's not a baby in there, is there? If you haven't watched already, watch my video explaining the miracle that it is that I'm pregnant. I'm still blown away with such gratefulness and joy. And I can't believe I'm almost halfway through my pregnancy. This is going way too quickly. I'm literally like, slow down, little belly. I am 19 weeks, which is like pretty much halfway. Although I'm not saying I'm halfway, I'm saying I'm halfway when I'm 20 weeks. Okay, I'll give you a little update, a little bump update. Whew, that is me 19 weeks. My gosh. Okay, anyway, today's video is going to be all about my signs, my symptoms, all of that of my first trimester. So your first trimester like technically finishes around like 13ish weeks. However, I wanted to leave it a bit of time before I filmed. I wanted to see if some symptoms left, and it's been really interesting to see that transitional period of going from my first trimester to my second trimester, so I can give a more complete summary. I remember when I first found out I was pregnant, I was like consuming all of these sorts of videos because things were happening to me and I was like, is this normal? Like, is this what other people are experiencing? And so if you too are pregnant, congratulations. This is a miracle, that journey that you and your body are on. So enjoy the process, and I hope that this video gives some sort of enlightenment to perhaps what you're going through, and to understand that you're not alone in some of these very bizarre symptoms. One of my favorite shows is like Call the Midwife, and so I sort of thought I'd be prepared, but like some of the things that happen, I was like, oh, movies don't talk about this. So buckle yourself in, grab a snack. I have my apple. Again, if you're pregnant, you understand the importance of snacking. So grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's dive straight in. Okay, so I'm gonna go through my physical symptoms first, then emotional, diet. Number 1 was bloating. I've been plant-based for several years, and so beans, legumes, all that sort of stuff doesn't affect me anymore. So when I was noticing the bloating, I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Looking down at my belly, and it was big, and I was like, what the heck? That stayed pretty consistent for the whole first trimester. I sort of remember wanting to take photos of myself, you know, progressive photos. And I was like waiting for the time my belly went down back to how my body was beforehand. And I like never went back to how my body normally was. So I just started taking photos like already looking sort of pregnant and bloated, even though the baby was the size of like a blueberry. Second one was being out of breath. I would talk, walk. I'm a big talker and a big walker. But I was just noticing I was really out of breath. Like we were on our honeymoon when we found out we were pregnant, and we were often at national parks, climbing mountains, and I would be puffed. I'd be talking, and then I was like, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm fit, like, I'm strong, I can climb this mountain, yet I'm like, But again, that's actually just something that's mainly stayed with me in my first trimester. Coming into my second trimester, my energy's definitely picked up. And this is a bit bizarre. I was really sensitive to warm water. I'd have a warm shower, and then I would like put my face under the water, and it was like, like my face was burning and it hurt so much. Very quickly I had to change to like just washing my face with cold water, which apparently is better for you anyway, which is good. Another TMI thing that happened to me, which again, I did not know was a thing at all. Was very, very, very flat-chested. Like, I don't own any bras. But I had full confidence with my body. I loved my body, but very quickly I developed boobs. So I went to play tennis with my dad, and I just wore one of my sort of workout singlets, and I went and you sort of run for the ball, and then I'm feeling my like boobs go up and down. And if you're like me and you don't have boobs, and then you don't know the feeling of them moving. And so I'm running and I'm like, ooh, like, oh, that's why girls like strap them down, because they are moving about and that hurts. Oh my gosh. And like, there's been so many times even now, I think there's something down my shirt. Like I think there's a hair, I think there's dust or crumbs or food or something down there. And I keep going, oh, what is that? And it's just my boobs touching each other. And like, again, I've never felt that before. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's, you know, and you lie over and then they touch and they're like, oh, what's that? So that in itself has been like a really interesting experience. But this is the crazy thing that I didn't know about. And I'm not sure if everyone experiences this, but my nipples, they were at times, almost every day at one point, they would feel like they were on fire, but like cold fire. It felt like someone had put like ice cubes on my nipples and suddenly they had like frozen and were burning, freezing. And they would like ache, and it was like, oh my gosh. Like there was one time it happened when my husband and I were at the supermarket. We're like in the aisles without food, and I'm literally going, and he's like, baby, what are you doing? And I'm like, I just can't, they hurt. And then it lasts like maybe 5 minutes and then go away. And again, that's just been a first trimester thing. Coming into my second trimester, haven't experienced that at all. I don't even know what that is, but let me know as well if you've experienced that as well. The biggest symptom of all though was probably tiredness. That's how I would describe my first trimester, was just tired. I would get up, brush my teeth, and then be like, that was too exhausting. I need to go back to bed. I was just, it was like a big fly. When we went to see the doctor and we found out we're pregnant beforehand, he was asking me what my symptoms were. And I was like, I'm just tired. And he's like, okay, tiredness. And I'm like, and I'm sleepy. And he's like, yeah, sleepy. And I'm like, and I'm just exhausted. I was just using different like synonyms for like tired. Me in my personality, I have a lot of energy and a lot of like excitement. I literally wake up and I'm like, let's start the day. I'm ready to go. Like I don't need coffee. I like it because I like the taste of it, but I actually don't need it. I have lots of energy on my own. And that was the hardest thing for me mentally. I feel myself most when I have energy, when I'm moving, when I have energy to talk to people, when I have energy to go out for walks. And so having that being taken away from me, having just no energy, I just didn't feel like myself. And that really leads into the next thing I wanted to talk about was like the emotional symptoms. I'm naturally quite optimistic and happy. I always see the glass not just half full, I see it like overflowing. When my energy got zapped, it brought a lot of like frustration because I wanted to get up and I wanted to do things and I wanted to seize the day, and I just couldn't. Like if this is you, if you're experiencing this, the thing that I would really just encourage you is to really be easy on yourself, be really kind to your body, because in those first few weeks, your body is making everything from scratch. So if you're feeling tired, like rest with a peaceful mind, knowing that your body's doing a lot and you need to rest and look after yourself. Because I can just look back on myself and I was really sort of kicking myself a little bit. If that's you, tell yourself that it's just for a season, your energy will come back, and look after yourself and your body in that time. That's what your body needs. And I think the other two things that I've experienced the most has been sort of fear of the future, like stress about the future. And I think just feeling unprepared. I'm the type of person that like, if I have an exam coming up, I'm studying like weeks beforehand. I'm doing like finding out the pros, the cons, making my list, the event, come the exam, come whatever it is. I'm prepared and I'm ready to take on the challenge. And so when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I'm not prepared for this. I haven't studied, I haven't researched. People take vitamins before they get pregnant. My head just went down a bit of a tornado, feeling just like I hadn't prepared myself for it and I was already behind. I use the analogy, I felt like I got accepted into like a master's program at a university, but I hadn't done the prerequisites, the undergrad certificate to be qualified to get in. I'm like, I'm not qualified for this. I'm not ready for this. I need to read books. I don't know anything. I'm behind. I haven't done my research. But that's definitely something that does get me down a little bit, is the feeling of like unprepared and a bit scared for the future because we also don't really know where we're gonna live, and finances and everything are a bit up in the air. And that in itself can bring a lot of fear and worry. As I've been trying to tell myself, it's a real miracle that we got this baby. It's a real gift from God. And so his timing is perfect, and holding on to his goodness throughout this process has brought me a lot of peace as well. Okay, and my last thing I wanted to talk about was cravings, aversions, and nausea. So talk about diet. This has been the funniest of them all. I am someone that's quite healthy, as in I take great joy and pleasure in eating a salad with tofu and my avocados, my fruits, my nuts, my seeds. I love those foods. They genuinely bring me pleasure. However, come the point where I got pregnant, and this is where we're driving back from our honeymoon, I could not stop seeing all the McDonald's signs that were on the highway. And I was looking at these burgers and I was like, I want a Big Mac. And I don't just want a burger because I know my husband could make me a really healthy, yummy bean burger. No, I want a greasy, fat, dirty burger. And I want it dripping down my face. Fried fish and chips. And again, not just like a nice little salmon fish. No, I want like mainly batter, and that be deep fried and like crunchy and greasy, and like just like a little bit of fish in the middle. And I want sausages with mashed potato and gravy, and grilled cheese on toast. Grilled cheese on toast every single day. Pretty much every morning I'd wake up, feel nauseous, and how I would overcome my nausea was literally thinking grilled cheese on toast, grilled cheese on toast. Here I am, I'm vegan. I have been plant-based for 8 years, and all I want is a burger. I ended up going to see a doctor. Does the baby want like greasy food? Like, what's going on? And the doctor was really great and pretty much said, like, how much food are you eating in the day? Because it sounds like your body is just not getting enough calories. The thought of eating salad, avocado, tofu, no. Those foods that I used to eat all the time suddenly became my aversions. Paprika spice, yuck. Smell of coffee, yuck. The like red onion too, that made me go yuck. There were so many foods that I would eat on a daily basis, and I was like, no way, I can't. Although I was experiencing nausea every single day, I only threw up once in a basket, which doesn't even make sense because the basket has got holes. I threw up into the basket outside the car window as we're like merging onto a major highway. So it's like coming out of the basket onto the road, and we're just like, oh, it was a sight. Yeah, anytime I felt a little bit nauseous, that's like for me a sign that my belly's empty. And if I eat like some berries, some nuts, some anything little, like it goes away, which is really, really good. Okay, so that's been pretty much my first trimester recap. So yeah, if you're in the same situation as me, if this is your first pregnancy and you've got no idea what's going on, I hope this has given you a little bit of comfort knowing that all the weird symptoms and signs and things that you're pregnant, it's all very normal. And yeah, I think the biggest tip of all is really just to look after yourself, like mentally, physically, just rest and enjoy the first trimester, enjoy the miracle that your body is making a baby. If you have any more questions, please leave them below. I'm really like excited about this journey that I'm on, and yeah, really excited to share it with you. So thanks for the love, the support, the prayers. I send them all right back to you, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, goodbye.